Deep in the bowels of the forest sits a small cabin. Wonderful things happen here. Sometimes not so wonderful things happen here too. Father Daddy is the daddy you never asked for. He goes to bed every night with a glass of brandy on his bedside table, so he always has something to look forward to. Chichenette lives in her kitchenette. She's always wanting to show you what she is cooking and where she got it from. Then there's Muffin. He's an old bear. He's been at this cabin longer than you've been alive, and he's got something to show you.
Alcohol consumption, drug use, binge eating, cheating, affairs. These are all things that are pushed forward with their momentum with the concept of compartmentalization. You might be sleeping with your boss's wife, but you're happily married. You might be eating chips late at night, and you might skip breakfast because you're losing weight. Compartmentalization is, these thoughts can exist in their own drawer, but they're all part of the same cabinet, the cabinet of your mind. And not addressing these things and compartmentalizing can be a positive, but it can also be a negative. At times in my life, when I did things that I compartmentalized, I often gained weight, went on drunken rampages, woke up naked, covered in someone else's blood. I learned to address those things and uncompartmentalize my life and understand that I can't have conflicting emotions or feelings. I have to be consistent. And facing it is difficult, but I want you to work on that this week. You watch porn on Monday, supposed to be working, but you have a lot of debt and you need the money. Some positives of compartmentalization, where they're necessary in your life, are things like you go to work, you have a really tense relationship with your boss, you're upset, you're a little ticked off. You come home, your little guy's there. He's on the floor, rolling around. He wants dad. He wants a dad. He wants a father. He needs you to be someone that you are not at work. You're your work self, and then there's your home self. And compartmentalizing that is a success. That is successful. You want to go out and buy a Corvette? Camaro? You're up to your neck in credit card debt. You're on your 4th credit card. You've borrowed money off people. You're in debt. You're going to cash money for a high interest loan. Because that's bad. That is negative compartmentalization.
Hi, Chichenette here. I'm just coming back from borrowing this bean pot from the neighbors because Father Daddy was using our bean pot as a chamber pot since the septic system failed. And when I think of baked beans, I think about campfires, I think about summer, I think about good times. So let's get cooking, let's get cracking, let's get beanin'. Baked beans is traditionally a North American indigenous dish that features maple syrup. In this case, this recipe was passed down to me by my mom, so I'm gonna share it with you. So we started with soaking these beans in chicken broth overnight. Then you take them out in the morning and you wanna boil them for 45 minutes with bay leaves. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some more flavor. And what I did was I made some bacon, took the grease, and fried up some onions. And so we're gonna put some onions now into our beans. Stir that around. Next thing we're gonna do is we wanna add a little bit of heat. And so Father Daddy loves his serrano pepper, so that's what we're gonna use. Next, what about that bacon? We got some bacon bits. Not all the package of bacon. You can use the bacon for other things. It's just adding a nice flavor. Next, we're gonna use some brown sugar. I'd say this is about 1/3 cup. Just add that on in. Now we're gonna add another ingredient to add some smokiness and some spice. Chipotle adobo peppers. So adobo peppers in chipotle sauce. Next, Worcestershire sauce. Nice squirt of that. And ketchup. Now we're gonna add a nice amount of maple syrup. A nice amount of molasses. Then we're gonna stir it all around and we're gonna look for that deep, rich, dark, barbecue saucy color. See, it's getting saucier. And you know me, I love saucy. Looks like these beans are ready to go into the oven. Set your oven to 350 degrees and cook them for about an hour, stirring every once in a while. Let's go. These beans are good in the fridge for 3 to 5 business days. They're protein laden, not veggie laden, but legume laden, and nutritious to a point. It's a sweet treat, but something to be really enjoyed.
Two worlds are contained in the woodlot. Next door to the world of human concerns is the other, where curiosity can stumble over a feather and find death.
A rosebud in bloom. On Valentine's Day this year, I'll shed a tiny tear in your honor for your new status. Everyone makes such a fuss over teenagers. They should remember, teenagers can be a cure for what ails you or makes you blue. A teenager is a rosebud in bloom who needs room to grow. I think of you as a young kitten, not smitten by life's woes. Remember, your parents are not your foes. They'll keep you on your toes as you pass through each phase of the teenage maze. T, tending pimples. E, enjoying parties. E, excitement on your first date. N, noticing what makes you tick. A, acquiring a job. G, gaining self-confidence. E, examining career choices. R, remembering your roots. Then you'll be a rose in full bloom.
Something that's been on my mind recently is social media use and how we present ourselves online. Online is a modern platform to have an extension of yourself, an avatar almost of your personality. You can sometimes get carried away. You can sometimes post things at 2 a.m. and you wake up early and you sober up and you delete them quickly before everyone else gets up to start their day.
I like to get a base down first, so you know where you're going. Just like now, I wanted to sketch it in, and if you can't get that first sketch in, you got nothing. Now I'm inspired. Usually I like some clouds around, but that's all right. Now I have a show in this next February, so I'm starting to get ready for it right now. And I think I'll add some watercolors to the show. I've never had watercolors. And it's a busy summer, so this could be the beginning of the show. And then we're going to a fly-in fishing trip. And then we're going to Italy in October. I'm bringing my watercolors there, so we'll have a variety of work. It's kind of tough because you want to put your sunglasses on, but you're going to lose that light what we're looking at here. Let's just try them. There. Kids are swimming in the background. Tanya's on her way. Here at Skeleton Lake. A beautiful Saturday. You need to have everything ready right at arm's length. You don't want to be looking around for the paper towel or the water. You want everything ready, because when you're ready to go, you're ready to go. So I like to start off with the darks first. I like this, I like what's going on here. So back and forth between the water and the drying. That's what I said, I can dance with it because I got a good sketch in. So we're just relaxed here. Let the land dry. Take a little 10-minute break and then get back at it. Sometimes you have to join the painting and jump in. Join the landscape. Now we're going to finish off with the water. Be afraid to get wet. Okay, I said it was kind of easy to do the water, but it kind of started to look the same, so I'm kind of fixing it up. I'm running into a watercolor problem here. It's all right, you can fix it quickly, but you got to work quickly here. It's not a photograph, right? Have fun with it. Watercolor is its own beast. It's a real battle. And it's also calming, because you have to calm down. You have to let some of it dry. You need your breaks. And there we go. We're done.
In this haven of peace, the loon may make her nest, secure from disturbance, though the bog itself is not sufficient for her feeding needs, and she may have to seek a larger body of water elsewhere to catch fish.
Hi, Chichenette here. Today I was thinking we should go on a safari. But we gotta be really quiet because I don't want to scare away any of the nature. We want to observe it just as it is. Get your binoculars. Get ready. Let's go exploring. Look at this mushroom. And I don't think we should eat it. Oh, right over there. I think I see a bunch of birds. Oh no, that's just Hal. Hi. You know, I like to go on these nature walks. Not because I always expect to see wildlife. More so that I could just avoid listening to Father Daddy teach me another lesson. It kind of gets old. Oh my gosh. Look over there. Now don't sneak up on it. It's a tree. Here we go. I spotted something interesting. It's another mushroom. It's white. It's about 4 feet tall. If you had mouse feet. And it smells like when Father Daddy cooks.
It's Patrick. He took out life insurance. Good for you, son. No medical required. Even with my gout and sore ureter? Really? The telephone, friendships, communication. Oftentimes as you get older, the lines of communication can be broken, and the telephone is the perfect symbol of maintaining that connection, maintaining the line of connection to your friendship. And if you're between the ages of 50 to 75, and if it's an accidental death or something mysterious, your benefit will triple from $25,000 to $75,000. Friends often become distant, and often you just have to be the one to make the call. Reach out. The phone, the internet, text messages, social media, letters are all there for you to use as an opportunity to grow old and enjoy your friendships and not wonder why you're sitting around on a couch alone. And there's no medical check required. Yeah, Patrick, that's great. I'm proud of you, son. Thank you. I will be looking to enroll. Thank you very much.
Under the sea. Under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Hi, Chichenette here. And today is Bill's boil. And no, I'm not talking about a pussy, dirty, disgusting lesion. I'm talking about boiling lobsters in a pot. Lobsters and the number 100 are closely affiliated. Lobsters have been on this planet for 100 million years. They also can live to be over 100 years. And I love lobsters about 100%. Now, lobsters used to be considered a poor man's food, but now is considered a luxury dish. And so I want to show you how to make what I would consider one of my favorite meals to make for a guest, especially a guest of honor. It's inspired by the flavors of lobster bisque, but it's got that chunkiness of a chowder. So let's go to my kitchenette and make a lobster chowder. Let's start with the stock. Crack open 2 cooked lobsters and pull out all of the meat. Set aside. Then boil the water and toss in the shells and abdomens. Simmer for an hour, strain, and set the liquid aside. In a pan, saute onions, peppers, garlic, and thyme in olive oil. Add diced tomatoes and a squeeze of citrus. Then mix this flavorful sauce into your stock. Refrigerate overnight. Now for the chowder. Saute onions, celery, peppers, and carrots in olive oil. Season with herbs, salt, pepper, and garlic, and sprinkle flour over the mixture to thicken. Add tomato paste, lobster stock, white wine, and cream. Simmer gently. At the same time, fry up some peeled shrimp. Take that buttered garlic shrimp and your lobster meat and put into the chowder. Finish with fresh parsley, basil, and a touch of lemon juice. Now let's plate, my favorite part. Now we're going to take the lobster meat that we've set aside and we're going to evenly distribute it in our guests' bowls. Now, when you only boil 2 lobsters, which is what this recipe calls for, you don't have that much lobster meat. So you want to make sure everyone gets their fair share. Don't be shellfish. So we'll put the lobster at the center. Don't worry, you don't need to heat it up. The chowder will do that job for you. Now we're gonna scoop it in. We're gonna scoop right to the bottom of the pot, make sure we get all of that veggie goodness and all of that delicious shrimp. Just scoop at the bottom, just like where the lobsters dwell in the ocean. All right, now of course, we've gotta garnish. So let's garnish with some nice fresh basil from my garden. Make sure it's hand torn. You don't wanna bruise it by chopping it up. And then some nicely chopped up parsley, also from the garden. And then of course, we wanna sprinkle a nice little generous helping of green onion. Delicious lobster chowder a la Chichenette. Now, next time you're feeling a little bit bisky, why don't you try this recipe out? Enjoy!
I'm going to read you a story called The White Moor, but in Romanian. Împăratul Verde nu are moștenitor și cere fratelui său să îl trimită pe cel mai vrednic dintre cei 3 fii ai săi, căruia să-i lase împărăția. Fiul cel mare și cel mijlociu se oferă pe rând, dar se întorc umiliți din drum după ce le iese un urs în cale. Fiul cel mic nu vrea să-și dezamăgească tatăl și la sfaturile unei bătrâne cârbovite îi cere hainele, armele și calul pe care le-a folosit tatăl în tinerețe. Bătrâna îl învață pe fiul cel mic cum să-și aleagă calul, să ducă o tavă cu jăratic în grajd și să-l aleagă pe cel care va veni să mănânce. Când să pornească la drum și fiului cel mic îi iese în cale ursul fioros, care se dovedește a fi tatăl deghizat. Mezinul trece testul tatălui, care îi oferă blana de urs și un sfat important: să se ferească de omul spân și de omul roșu. Însă tocmai această învățătură nu o va putea urma personajul principal. Refuză de 2 ori ajutorul spânului, dar a 3-a oară, rătăcindu-se în pădure, este nevoit să-l accepte. Spânul îl păcălește, îl obligă să devină slujitorul său, numindu-l Harapalb, iar el se dă drept nepotul împăratului Verde. Ajungând în sfârșit în împărăția acestuia, spânul încearcă să scape de Harapalb, trimițându-l în misiuni periculoase. Cu ajutorul calului său, dar și al Sfintei Duminici, Harapalb reușește să fure salatele din grădina ursului și să ucidă cerbul cu diamante încrustate în piele. O ultimă misiune este aceea de a o aduce pe fata împăratului Roș. Ajunși acolo, trebuie să treacă de anumite probe în care talentele noilor prieteni se dovedesc necesare. Să doarmă într-o casă foarte fierbinte, să mănânce și să bea cantități uriașe de mâncare și vin, să aleagă macul din nisip unde îl vor ajuta furnicile, să păzească pe fata împăratului peste noapte, să o deosebească față de sora ei vitregă, ce îi seamănă foarte mult, unde îl va ajuta regina albinelor. O ultimă probă este propusă chiar de fata împăratului Roș, o întrecere între turturica ei și calul lui Harapalb după 3 smicele de măr dulce, apă vie și apă moartă. Calul reușește să îndeplinească și această ultimă condiție, așa că împăratul Roș este nevoit să-i o dea pe fiica sa lui Harapalb. Pe drumul înapoi, cei 2 se îndrăgostesc. Fata dă în vileag secretul spânului și le spune tuturor că Harapalb este adevăratul nepot al împăratului Verde. Spânul îi retează capul lui Harapalb, calul îl omoară pe spân, iar fata împăratului Roș se folosește de smicelele de măr dulce, de apa vie și apa moartă pentru a-l readuce la viață pe iubitul ei. În final se căsătoresc, rămân moștenitori peste împărăția unchiului și petrec fericiți până la adânci bătrâneți.